Hello and welcome to Legislative Report. I'm Anthony Tezak. As the State House kicks off a new session with another historic majority, joining me today is a new member of the leadership team, State Representative Marcy Toepel. Representative, welcome.
Thank you.
Before we get into your new position, can you give us, tell us a little bit about your background? How long have you been in the House, and what did you do before being elected?
Well, before I was elected, I worked for Montgomery County in county government. I worked for two large departments within the county, and I won a special election in 2010. So I've been here since that time.
So since 2010, so it didn't take you long to move up the ranks.
No.
Recently, you were elected by your fellow representatives to be the Majority Caucus Chairman. Can you tell us a little bit about that position?
The caucus chairman actually coordinates the caucus meetings, calls the caucus meetings, and we distribute the information on the bills to be voted on, amendments to be voted on, and we run the actual meeting. So me and my staff will be there, distribute the information, and the research staff can explain the bills to the members.
And what made you decide to, well, I guess, run for a leadership position and then ultimately decide that chairman was the best fit for you?
First of all, Sandy Major was the previous Majority Caucus Chair, and she retired, so there was an open spot for that position. We had one other woman in leadership, that's Donna Oberlander, so I thought it would be important for another woman to run for a leadership position. And also we were losing members from the Southeast in our leadership team. And me being a member of the Southeast Caucus, I thought it was important to have representation from the Southeast part of the state as well.
For the people back home, I know they still see you as their state representative and may not see you as caucus chairman here in the Capitol all the time. But what does that, by having that leadership position, how does that benefit the people of your district?
I think it gives us a voice at the table when we're talking about policy and initiatives within our caucus, when we're talking about the movement of bills and things like, important things like pension, education funding. Sometimes we have diverse opinions across the state, and the Southeast can differ a little bit than different other parts of the state. So to have a voice at the table when you're formulating those policy decisions, I think is important to our region. And
your new position, will it change anything you do on a daily basis as far as constituent services and whatnot for the people back in your district?
No, I think we do everything we can to help our constituents in the district, so that will not change at all. I'll have a little bit of different role here in Harrisburg, but at home I'll be doing the same things that I've always done for the constituents.
As we're moving forward into the session and now being having a voice at the table, where do you see the Republican caucus going this session? What direction?
There are going to be some, I think, some very large issues we'll be dealing with. As I mentioned earlier, the pension issue. That's really an issue that is consuming more of our state and our local budgets. So we're going to have to address that. I think we're going to be moving more toward liquor privatization. We're going to be looking at property tax reform. And of course we have the budget. And we want to balance our spending with our revenue. We do not want to see any broad-based tax increases. So some of those are some of the things we're going to be looking at, as well as job creation, keeping jobs here in Pennsylvania. And we want to be able to provide family-sustaining jobs here so that people can raise their family in a safe environment.
And you mentioned the issues that are important to the caucus. For you personally, are there any issues that you hope to tackle this year? And any issues that you think your new position on leadership could help move those forward?
One issue that I've worked on since I've gotten into the legislature was a local issue to the Montgomery County, which is the Valley Forge Casino local share tax revenue, which now goes to the state, and I wanted to return that to Montgomery County. So I'll be trying to get that bill passed once again, and we do have some opportunities to look at gaming, and perhaps we can get that money to go back to our county parks, historic sites and trails, as well as the child advocacy centers and domestic violence. So that's one of my personal priorities. Other than that, it will be I think the caucus agenda of trying to make sure that our government operates efficiently, and then we're not looking at increasing taxes on our hardworking Pennsylvanians.
How does it feel for you to have a Republican caucus that hasn't been this large since the 50s, put trust in you to be the chairperson of this history-making session.
Well, I'm very honored that they chose me to serve in this role. It's going to be new for me. I hope to speak with my members frequently about issues that are important to them. With the number so large, I think it's going to take each one of the leadership team, all 8 of us, to communicate with them on a daily basis to understand where they want to go and what issues are important to them.
And finally, anything else you'd like to say to people back home?
Please visit my website. Please call my office. Or if you're in Harrisburg, please come and see me. I'm always interested in what is important to you.
All right, Representative Toepel, Chairman Toepel, thank you for joining us today and look forward to speaking with you again soon.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
It's all the time we have for today's program. If you have questions or comments about what you just saw or any other state government related matter, Representative Toepel's contact information will be on the screen in just a moment. I'm Anthony Tezak, and thanks for watching, and please join us again next time for another edition of Legislative Report.